And here's what I can promise you, Parkview. I can promise that if you'll begin to pray regularly and humbly and privately, I can guarantee you what's going to happen next in your prayer life. And that is, God is going to listen. He's going to listen. And don't let that slide by too fast. God is ready to listen to you. You see, the miracle of prayer is not that we talk. It's not. The miracle of prayer is not that we talk. The miracle of prayer is that God listens. And it's the listening of God that actually makes our feeble human words into intelligible prayers. Now, one of the first times I learned this was when our kids were young. Maybe some of you have young kids right now. I remember like when our son Cole, who's in college now, sometimes when he was small, he would wake up in the middle of the night, and get sick and kind of have this fever, and he'd be all sweaty, and he would try and pick his big head up off of his pillow. His head felt so heavy, and he couldn't pick it up off his pillow, so all he would do is just moan. He would lay in bed and go, "Ma." He would just kind of moan. And you know what? He didn't even know what he was saying. But you know what? It didn't matter. Because as soon as he began to moan, the hall light would flash on. And Cole's mom would quickly come alongside his bed into his room, and she would assess what was going on. And then she would return with like a humidifier and some medicine and some cool towels, and almost always Cole's juicy cup. I can't even tell you, friends, how many times that type of communication was accomplished in our house. Not because Cole knew what he needed, right? All Cole knew is that he was sick. Not because Cole chose and crafted just the right words. All he did was moan. But listen, the communication was accomplished because his mom was listening. And even more than listening, she was able to interpret the moan. You see, it's my wife Renee that actually shaped the cry into communication. And I want you to know, it's the same way with me and you and God. In the Bible, in Romans chapter 8, verse 26, it says we don't even know what we ought to pray for. We don't even know. But the Spirit Himself intercedes for us with groans that words cannot express. The bottom line is this: when you and I begin to pray, the light goes on in the hallway of heaven. And it doesn't matter if your prayers are articulate or ignorant or quiet or loud or clear or muffled. Listen, God is always listening. And listen, the miracle of prayer is certainly not that we talk, but surely the miracle of prayer is that God listens to us, right? And if God is going to spend all that time listening to us, just like in any other normal conversation, we can expect that God's going to want to respond to us. And this is the part of our communication with God as we strive to live our lives on mission. This is the part where God actually talks, speaks to us.